Hadouken!
Power up!
Get over here!
Hello everyone, the theme here, and I want to give my thoughts, my review, and my opinions about the Microsoft E3 2016 press conference at E3. Alright, look, the thing about this whole press conference is that it's centerfolded more on Microsoft as a whole than it did on Xbox. And it seems that Xbox is kind of separating from that as far as having, oh yeah, you can get all of our stuff on here. But now they're saying it's like, okay, you can get our stuff on all of these platforms, like Windows 10 and on the tablets. So at that point, it's like, why should I buy an Xbox One if I can get it elsewhere? Especially on some shit that I already have, like Windows 10. So without further ado, they start with a console. They start with the Xbox Slim at $299. And it's like, okay, we already knew that you were planning this. It's alright, but again, they should have started off with a game, like Gears of War 4. Gears of War 4 gameplay was shown. Yes, it was like 7 minutes long, and they should have began with that to catch the gamers. To be like, alright, yeah, we're starting with games, and we're going to end with games. But they started with console, and they ended with console, and I'll get to that in a little bit. Gears was announced last year, and they're showing gameplay of it now. They're showing, okay, yeah, not just gameplay, but they actually demoed it live. And it's Gears, okay? I'm not sure if it's going to be a console seller to some, but it's Gears. That's all I really got to say about that. Some feel great about Gears, some not so much. And some feel that Gears 3 should have been the end of it. But Microsoft barely has any first-party titles to keep them afloat, so they needed something like this. And then they have the nerve to show a Gears 4 controller and advertise it. And it's like, okay, look, we already knew that it was going to be coming with that. Why don't most likely there's going to be a Gears 4 console. So why the fuck would you show a controller now during your E3 conference that should be about games? Killer Instinct. One new character that they announced. One. It should have been at least 3 or 4, maybe 5 max. But they announced one, and it's once again tribute to Gears of War. General Ram. Again. Concentrate on games. A character for a game is something, but it should have been another Killer Instinct game or more characters, like I said before. But it wasn't. It was just a Killer Instinct character. Okay, look. Forza is not a console seller. It's a good racing series, but it's all alone on the Xbox One. In my opinion, there should still be Project Gotham Racing, so there will be some competition as far as, okay, yeah, you can get one or you can get both as far as racing games being on a console, but there's only one franchise, and that's Forza. Now, this is Forza Horizon 3, and it's not a console seller. I don't see people waiting in lines or whatever to get Forza games. I don't see that. Yes, they show gameplay. Yes, it's exclusive, but I don't see that being a console seller. So people getting excited and I don't see why. I just don't. I don't know. They finally showed some gameplay of ReCore. It's pretty difficult to describe, but again, I don't think this is going to be a console seller. This could be a game that could, you know, be great if it's done correctly, if the control is alright, and it has to have a good story, because gameplay that they've shown, yeah, it's cool, but in my opinion, it's not going to be enough. There has to be something else to this franchise, and they have to emphasize that. Final Fantasy 15, we knew it was coming. They showed some gameplay. That was just basically about it. It just was. Then they showed The Division Underground, an expansion pack. An expansion? Why not just a new fucking game from somewhere else? Something. Not expansion packs. Not, okay, we're going to get... No! Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1, we knew. Shows up, and it's like, alright, just more first-person madness. But it's in World War I. So, People have been waiting for this because they figured that Battlefield should go back. They feel that Call of Duty should go back. They feel that, all the first-person shooters should just say fuck it and start all over and so on. But Battlefield 1, yeah, and again, it wasn't really groundbreaking because we already fucking knew about it. Xbox Live features. Look, if the games that you have coming out on your console isn't good enough for me to access these features, then your features are null and void. I'm sorry. I need to get the games, play them, and have them to be great in order for me to care about the features of the console to access them for these games. I'm not going to be interested in clubs. I'm not going to be interested in groups. I'm not going to be interested in arenas if the games for your console sucks. Why the fuck would I look for a club with a game that's not even fucking good on your console? And they wasted a lot of time announcing this shit for Xbox Live. It's like, okay, look, speaking of wasting a lot of time, Minecraft on tablets, they totally went away from the console at this point. Yeah, for Windows 10 and for tablets. What about the Xbox One? For Christ's sake, go back to the Xbox One. And then they had another show, a wireless controller that you can fucking change the colors of the buttons and stuff like that. And it's like, stop putting these slots for this shit for your damn gaming conference. Please, Microsoft. Then they show something called Inside, and it looks pretty interesting. But again, it's not gripping. It just wasn't. Then they showed a barrage of indie games that either were already out or coming soon that we already knew about, and nothing was groundbreaking of them. It's kind of like Sony when Devolver Digital did last year in 2015. No one really give a fuck. Okay, yeah, maybe it's because it came after Final Fantasy VII Remake, but some of those games were already out. It was just being ported over to the console. Yooka-Laylee should have been Banjo and Kazooie, and Microsoft fucked that up. That didn't make any sense to me, but yeah. We Happy Few looks interesting as far as, taking pills and the way they showed it was, yeah, he hasn't taken his pill and they are going after him and so on and so forth. You need to take these pills and be happy for what you're given. Oh, goddamn, I'm not doing that shit. So, yeah, looks pretty interesting. Then Gwent was okay, but again, it wasn't console gripping as far as saying, I need the console to get that. Tekken 7 was a surprise to me. I didn't think it was going to be on the Xbox One. I thought it was going to be PC and Sony PS4 exclusive. Yeah, I thought it was going to be that. But them announcing that and showing gameplay of it, even though we already seen it, okay, that's fine. But at the end of the day, you need more exclusives. Okay? Which they tried with, Scalebound. Dead Rising 4. They showed gameplay, they announced Dead Rising 4, and it's like, all right. Again, good games, but I don't think they're going to be great enough to grip motherfuckers to be like, I need a console to get that. Plus, Microsoft, Xbox, Windows 10 exclusive. Stop putting things away from your console if you're going to be advertising your console all fucking conference. If you're going to be announcing just console and features for your console, but your games are going to have features other than your games are going to be going to other things besides your console. That doesn't really make any sense to me. So, Sea of Thieves. Again, they show gameplay, but we already knew what type of game that was going to be, and we already got a glimpse of it before. Nothing really new, nothing really exciting. State of Decay 2, okay, that was a good announcement. That was okay, fine. Nothing gripping, but fine. Halo Wars 2, again, we already knew about that shit, and we already pretty much have seen the layout of the game and the gameplay and so on and so forth. So, once again, wasn't really anything to get excited about. They should have ended the conference with that. At least a game and show gameplay of it, but they decided to end with the announcement of the Scorpio, something that we already knew about, And they're trying to convince everybody that no, that we're not going to leave the Xbox behind, and this is going to be something new, but we're not going to leave the Xbox One owners behind. Everything's going to be interactable, compatible, and this is just going to be more powerful. Then what the fuck I need it for if all I need to do is get Xbox One? Oh, for VR? VR, huh? Look, if I'm interested in VR, then shit. You need to announce some games that are going to be going on fucking VR in order to fucking handle it and be compatible with it. Yes, you're going to have the Oculus and HTC Vive and the HoloLens and all that shit. But at the end of the day, the Scorpio, are games going to be that much better on it in order for me to get it? Really? Seriously? I need to know that and that alone. So, this conference started with a console, and it ended with a console, and it tried to shove in a lot of games that we already knew about in between. Yes, a couple of things that they announced and stuff like that, but most of the shit that they announced we already knew about, so there was nothing groundbreaking about this conference, especially when they kept shoving controllers and console and shit that's on other systems and Windows 10, and it's like, come on. Microsoft, you got to do much better than this, and you got to concentrate on games more with your conferences. My final score for this, if I'm going to give it a letter grade, I'm going to give it a C. Number 7 out of 10. They could have done way more, but they concentrated more on consoles and features and controllers, way more than they did games. Especially anything new. We didn't see anything new. We didn't see anything groundbreaking. We didn't see anything that says, I need a console to get that. We didn't see any surprises. It was just shit that we already knew about that they just announced for their fucking conference, in my opinion. So I would like to get your opinion about this. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm a gamer through and through. I'm open for debate as always. As someone that loves video games, look, please, gotta understand that it should have been a gaming conference, and they kind of went away from that. And that's why I gave it the score that I gave. So, once again, for the benefits of common sense, logic, and gaming, this is the theme. And I'll see you later. Credits.